Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. I want to talk about, I believe, is a serious issue with what's going on in North Korea, South Korea, and now the US is getting involved heavily when it comes to these missile launches. And I want to first off say that I hope you're doing well. And I know that if you're part of Ninja Nation, you are doing well because you understand there are a lot of things at play right now that we are getting ready. We have already started. It has begun the greatest economic collapse in the last 100 years. And you are going to be poised and ready to take advantage of it. And hopefully we're going to be able to get millions of more people on board as well as people try and rob even more from you outside of inflation through a deflationary collapse and then try and buy up all of your assets. We're going to be there to buy them from the elite. And I know it sounds crazy, but I know this is ramping up. And I believe that what I'm about to talk to you right now, and if you are new to this channel, stick around, I can guarantee you, your eyes will be opened. We're gonna talk about what's going on in North Korea. And have you ever heard that old saying, I believe it's Gerald Celente, when all else fails, they take you to war. And that is absolutely correct. And we saw when Russia moved into Ukraine, it caused all kinds of disturbances, not only in the supply chain, but the world's governmental system. You know, the system they've been trying to build is now fracturing right now. You know, get East versus West, literally. The Americas and Europe are falling away and they're splitting away because China, Russia, India, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, all these countries are literally forming together to split away from the dollar and Europe's hold on the world, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. Well, now we have a story out of North Korea. North Korea first launched a missile. Obviously, that's what they do, right? Rocket Man does that kind of stuff. Sorry about the phone. We'll just have to deal with it ringing for a second until somebody answers it. And honestly, what happens in this kind of situation, it looks like a perfect opportunity, right? So we see news stories that the US and South Korea got together and started firing off missiles, almost to provoke. And I believe that that's actually what they're trying to do. I think we're trying to push everybody's buttons around to try and distract the world from the fact that the world's economies are collapsing. And if they can get another skirmish or another war going, that would be the perfect way to hide more money printing and more deceit, okay? But I want you to be on guard, not being very cognizant of what's going on, like what I'm gonna talk about in this article right here. It's just happened as we send a carrier group over to Korea right now. It is going to ramp up. And I know it's important to be cognizant of all the things going on around the world, but also knowing what is being done in front of you to oh, look at what my hand's doing over here, while this hand is reaching over outside of the camera and doing something to you. And I want people to be aware of that. These are exciting times. Why? Because it's an exciting opportunity, because we can see behind the veil. And I want people to understand how very important that phrase is. There are a lot of people, or actually it's not a lot, it's a very small group of people on this earth that want to own everything. And their plans against you are going to fail. That's right. And I will say it again. Their plans that they have to do you financial, mental, and emotional harm are going to fail. The reason why I say that is because there is knowledge and truth being shot out around the world right now at a pace that I do not believe has ever come out in history, like what we're seeing right now. And I believe that you are going to be victorious, that you are going to be able to grow more wealth than you ever have before, because simply you know that bad things are coming and you're prepared for it. Opportunity favors the prepared. Look, it's been long enough. Let me get into this story. Sorry, guys. This is out of Politico. I'm going to link it below. North Korea launches missile towards South Korean waters after the U.S. sends a carrier to the region. It says North Korea launched a ballistic missile toward the eastern waters off South Korea on Thursday, according to South Korean officials. The guys, this news is coming right out. I'm launching it late tonight. So if you like that kind of stuff, if I can get you this information, please hit the subscribe button. A launch that came the same week the U.S. sent an aircraft carrier to the region after North Korea launched an intermediate range missile over Japan. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff did not provide any further details on the launch, which they said occurred Thursday morning local time. says the U.S. planned to send a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier to the waters near the North Korean peninsula following North Korea's missile tests on Tuesday, according to two Defense Department officials, the latest in a series of tit-for-tat military actions. Now, I'm not going to read all of this to you. I'm going to link it below. But what I'm trying to tell you right now is not only is there saber rattling going on, but I believe it's more serious than that. I believe that there are countries right now, and the U.S. being one of them, that are failing miserably. Our economy is failing. Our dollar is failing. Even though it looks like it's going up in value, I use the old adage, it's the best smelling turd in the punch bowl right now. All currencies are failing, and I think it's important that you understand that there are countries that want to start a fight, pick a fight, to distract from what's really going on, okay? This has gone like this throughout history, and when all else fails, they take you to war. And certain plans that they've had for us have failed over the last couple of years. And I want people to understand that it's these times that make us great. Hard times are what define us as human beings. Are we going to stand up, or are we just going to take it, sit down and take it? Or are we going to stand up and rise to the occasion? And the one way that you battle, you fight, is you get out of debt and you don't get into more debt. And why? Because debt has been their tool for centuries and centuries to enslave you, to enslave your mind. Yes, you're supposed to use debt to make money, but in the right form, in the right entity. This is not the time to celebrate some free money from the government, or the fact that you don't have to go to work at an actual building. You can work at home, right? This isn't the time to go and buy things that we cannot afford. This is the time to build and get ready. And then when it's time, it's like we're all waiting. We're waiting on top of the mountain to charge down into the valley. We wait for the opportunity and we strike. There will be a certain time where the wealthiest people in the world will be confused and going nuts as well as their wealth shrinks. And that is when we're going to attack, and we're going to buy assets for pennies on the dollar. Now, I hope that we can take millions and millions of more people with us. We've got, this year alone, this is the second year of this YouTube channel, has had over 50 million views. I believe it's 50 million, something like that, 45 million, 50 million. And it is my prayer, my goal, my hope for you that you get prepared, you will not be scared, and you will be a part of the greatest wealth transfer in human history. And that is going to be the day that the poor people and the middle class rose up and went and bought up the assets. All right, guys, I hope you got something out of this. I thank you so much for sharing these videos. To whoever's out there sharing these videos on TikTok and Facebook and all these other social platforms, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, especially when you put the Economic Ninja under it. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for doing that. All right, guys, that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.